everyone, welcome to the Retro Gaming Store and our latest YouTube video. I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who has subscribed so far. We've reached our first 100 subscribers. Today is a little bit of a special video. We have what we think is potentially one of the rarest consoles in history, for the fact that one, it's actually made in the Republic of Ireland. We believe it's also the only console that's ever been made in the Republic of Ireland. It's made in 1983, just when the original game crash occurred, and there's very little information on the actual console. It came in from a customer just in a simple cardboard box, but the actual cardboard box is the actual box that the console came in with, not just a random cardboard box. So we're going to go through a little bit of video footage. We're going to have some pictures of what the console looks like on the inside, as well as what the console looks on the outside. And we are going to try and give it a little play test just to see, one, if it works. And if we are lucky enough to have it working, we're going to see if there's anything we can do to maybe put some footage up. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you in a sec. So guys, this is the box it came in with. Company is called ICM Video. They were established in a place in Ireland called Tallaght back in the early 80s. It simply just says this machine that gives players a choice of 8 games at the touch of a button. There's no other information on the box. I do have it open. So we are going to open the box and just take a quick look in. So, as you can tell, it's a really, really big piece of wood. It's a single piece of wood with the console. And also, we just kind of move in. And it does come with 2 controllers that are also made of the same wood. So what we're going to do is we're going to take everything out, take a proper look at it, and let's see what we have. It does come with paperwork as well, so we're actually going to show some of the details of the paperwork. So now that we have it out of the box, we can see again, it's made by a company called ICM. It has a mains on and off switch, a Dublin single player, tennis and football, 1 or 2 bats, and a start button, and that's the other side of the controller. So as I said, it's made completely out of wood, and it's also really heavy. So it's actually a really, really high quality, solid piece of wood. And I'm kind of just going to go in on the controllers as well. So the controllers, again, the base is made of wood as well, with just a simple stick for moving left and right, or potentially probably up and down, depending on which game you're actually going to play. And on the other side, really, really simple on the back, we have power out. Actually, this is power out. And that's the RF area where it runs to an internal RF module. Again, this is the company. International Cybernetic Machines Limited. It does have a serial number, as you can see there, just about, and does state Tallaght, County Dublin in Ireland. So it's an Irish-made console. It definitely looks one of a kind. We did actually open up the console as well, so we do have pictures that I will pop up during the video to show what the internals were like. A good friend of mine, Joe, who wrote the music for the entrance to our YouTube videos, was excited to see this, so we opened it up together. And the last thing we have on it is some paperwork. So we'll show you some of the paperwork. So there was a simple letter inside, where it was just Cybernetic Machines Limited, International Cybernetic Machines Limited in Ayrton Road in Tallaght in County Dublin. Obviously the company doesn't exist anymore, and we did some research. We're not sure whether they went out of business just after this was made and it was never mass produced, or this could also have been potentially just a shop display model. It also may have been just simply a prototype. We don't know. The company looked like it started just before they made the console and then went out of business slightly after we made the console. But we're actually going to open up the documentation just to see what it says. So there we are with the logo again. It has the registration number. It has the original warranty. And it also has the names of the directors. Now we did some research. Okay, so we have a second page now that has more information on the actual console. And each page has the directors' names. And we have an Irish director in the name of A.F.J. O'Shea, a UK director in M. Ramsden, and another director, H.M.S. Miller, and then a P.A. Anderson from Sweden. We have tried to do some research on them. There's again very little information. But we believe this is actually a dealer form. But as you can tell, the dealer form was never completed. So we actually do believe that this never left their actual factory. So we do believe this console is one of a kind, which makes it a lot more exciting. The company, like I said, started in the early 80s, but did go out of business just at the crash of 1983, which is when this console was made. So we believe that unfortunately they came too late to the market and they had nothing else to support themselves, so they actually look like they liquidated. So guys, we now know the company went into liquidation. This is obviously back in 1983. Most of the records back then in Ireland were microfiche paper. We may do some digging into local newspapers in Tallaght around that time, just for more information on the company and maybe a little bit more information on the directors. Like I said earlier, we've been told that they've all passed away, but there's no harm in finding out what happened to them after this company disbanded. In terms of the console itself, you'll see a clip coming up in a couple of seconds now where we did attempt to actually run it through a really old TV. We did get it tuned in to an extent, not quite to the point where we could really play it, but you could clearly hear the sound. You could see a little bit on the screen. I think it may need a little bit of work with the RF modulator inside, which is something we will work on. I fine-tuned the life out of the TV to try and get it to this point, so it's definitely an RF aerial issue. It does have a little bit of rust on the actual tip end of the aerial also, so maybe a little bit of IC profile will help, but we'll give it a go next week probably. In terms of, like I said, being the rarest console, our justification for that is this. In Ireland, there was no consoles made, from what we've been led to believe. No full console made in terms like that. The fact that this company was launched in 1982 and lasted a year, just in terms of rarity, this looks like the only product that they ever produced. It clearly wasn't mass produced. We found no information on any retailers that would have stocked this at the time. I know some of the retailers have gone out of business since, but it also looks really cool. It also looks really well built. It looks like something that would have been really expensive at the time. Maybe that's why it wasn't mass produced. I think to show this as a prototype, which we think maybe it was, I'm leaning more towards prototype now than I am towards shop display, only for the fact that I just couldn't see how they'd mass produce the style of this console. Everything looked really clean inside, as you would have seen by the pictures right at the beginning of the video. And like I said, we are going to do a little bit more research. We are going to see if we can get a little bit more clarity in the picture that you'll see shortly. And Yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, we'd much appreciate the like. We'd love you to comment on the video, like I said earlier. If anyone has any information on it that we don't know about, that would be fantastic. And subscribe. Okay, guys, thank you very much and take care. And again, have a brilliant weekend.